Here I am trying to figure out my life when this notification pops up on the right side. We have a rescue beacon going. And normally, me being who I am and doing what I do in this game, I'm a staunch supporter of not taking a beacon unless you are absolutely ready to go in order to make that person wait as little time as possible for a rescue. And I'm going to break my own rule here. I forgot that I died last round and I'm naked. So I got to run downstairs, get my stuff on, see what ship is available, and then get going out to the rescue. I did use the Terrapin, the medical Terrapin in this. I just recently pledged that when it came out during IAE, mostly for the tier 2 bed. With the injury changes that CIG has made, the time to kill or time to, I don't know, whatever that stuff is, you tend to gather higher tiered injuries eventually instead of multiple tier 3 injuries. It is hit or miss, no pun intended, just like these fucking elevators. But I felt that being able to bring a tier 2 bed to a rescue would allow me to leave more players in place, because ultimately that's why you're sending a beacon. Other than the fact that respawning is for chumps, and backspacing is even worse. You're sending a beacon because you went down or got injured doing a thing that took time to get to, took time for you to gather your equipment, figure out how to put on all this nonsense that I'm doing right now. And you don't want to just respawn back at the station and have to do this all over again. Or, I don't know, I'm just not a fan of the respawning in medbeds. I think that's a cheesy element for a game that's supposed to have such depth and complexity. But that's a whole nother video, and I'll probably never be able to get my thoughts out on that. Anyway, there are some drawbacks of the Terrapin. You can't put a vehicle inside. Oh, you can put one of those little hover bikes in, but for the life of me, I can't figure out how to fly this thing without eating shit into the ground. So that's a no-go right now. I did try to fit the PTV in there, the original STV. A lot of people don't know about, and it kind of fits, but it doesn't work so well with the door, and even less when you're trying to quantum. So this thing's supposed to be beefy enough to land in front of a major threat and survive. I did a brief test between this and the Cuddy Red, my other ship. I went to a bunker, same distance, same altitude, same angle of approach, shields to max, and it honestly didn't do that well. And it could just be because that's what the bunkers are supposed to do. They're supposed to shred ships that come close. All but the most, powerful and well-armored, or HP, or whatever the system is, and that's fine. But since most of my rescues occur at places that have turrets, that's kind of an issue when I'm bringing a ship that doesn't allow me to approach a bunker using a vehicle. Other than that, the speeds are generally the same with this, as far as I can tell. Cruising in space in quantum mode, cruising in altitude in quantum mode seems to be the same. The QT drives are now all the same speed, I guess, based on size or something like that. I think the only difference is, and don't quote me on this, if you want more information on ships and components and all that, best go into a channel like Ferristers or Space Tomato or Foxy Loxy or Zivher Studios. They go in depth with all this stuff, or Astro, and give them a watch. But I think some of the quantum drives are different in the spool up and cooldown times, which for rescue gameplay is extremely important, because you want to eliminate all possible situations where you have a delay, right? So UMB here was doing the Phase 3 Save Stanton mission. I think it's Phase 3 with the Idris here and a whole host of unfriendly individuals in the sky around it. I think they got blown up, lost their ship. It just got yeeted into space. So I'm gonna go with my super stealthy approach here. Just kidding, I don't do anything stealthily. Now I'm still getting the maneuvering down on the Terrapin compared to the Cuddy Red. The Cuddy Red is, I used to think was a loaf of bread, but you know what? It is actually pretty spectacular to fly compared to the Terrapin. Again, you have the same forward thrust and acceleration, which is great. Everything is about speed when it comes to rescues. Secondarily, you have durability. Obviously, you don't want to show up and then you die to whatever the threat is, or even to the ground if you're a lousy pilot like myself. Which I'm still against the training wheels landing gear thing that CIG did. Just let us crash. We'll get better. That's the whole point of gaming. You get better. You earn your way through trials, trial and error. So, since I'm watching this video at the same time I'm recording this, I don't know what's happening either. There is a bug, it may still be there with the Cutlass Red, that if you nail somebody in space with the front of your ship, they will end up inside your ship. It's a real cheesy way to do a rapid rescue. But this was not intentional. I just suck at slowing down a lot of the times. If you've seen some of my other videos where I blow right past the target. So, fortunately, they're still alive. They didn't get flattened like a pancake in space. I do like this new EVA style with the single-handed med gun. Just a little simple visual thing. I do like that rather than you floating out there holding this gun with both hands. It looks weird. So right away, I'm going to come under attack here by some unfriendly individuals. And UMB's already found my ship faster than I have. And we are going to get in there and skedaddle. He can sit in the jump seat, or they can lay down in the medical bed and heal whatever injuries they have. But we are taking fire, which is coming through the hole in a nice graphical display of oddness. And we are going to get out of here. So like I said, forward thrust, boosting, those speeds are the same as the Cutty Red. And then I guess the charge up time is the thing that has some differences. But overall, I like the Terrapin. Again, if you've seen any of my videos, I just want medical gameplay to advance. I want the respawn beds to go away. Because they're coming out with the Apollo, and I don't think there's any actual substantive gameplay for that, other than just respawn citizen, which is some lame bullshit if you ask me.